Hello there, we are back here with a new video in our SQL FCI cluster series. Okay, so in our last video we saw that how to create a NAT switch and then assign it to all the VMs. Okay, now in this video we'll see how to assign IPs to all our machines. So as you know, like whenever we create a SQL failover cluster or in generic, so when you have database installed in some machine, so it should always point to a specific static IP. It should not be DSCP. I mean to say the IP should be specific, like it should not be dynamic. What I'm trying to say is, if you go here in my domain controller, if I show you, as you can see in the address pool, address list, we have this particular IPs which has been automatically assigned. And later, after 2 or 3 days, if I come back and I will see this IPs will get changed for this VMs, and we don't want that. Okay, so as you know that when we attach one particular disk, the purpose of that particular, sorry, disk I'm saying, when we attach that particular network drive, network switch here, the reason why I did is I want to assign a specific IP, and it should be just for our SQL failover cluster. As I told, in lab scenario it is not required. So what I did is I'm going to configure this particular machines on the static IP, and we are going to install SQL failover cluster. Okay, but if you have attached a disk and sorry, if you have attached a network switch, then this is the way how you can assign the static IPs. Okay, there is no difference, it is similar. Okay, let's go back there and I'll tell you how to assign a particular static IP. You can do the reservations from here as well, from the domain controller as well, but I want to show you how to do it from here. So let's go back to our machine one by one. First we'll do it in our SQL A machine. As you can see, this is our SQL A, and don't get confused, this is our SQL A. At the top you can find. So what I will do is I'll open command prompt. Okay, and first I will check the IP for this particular machine. What is the IP? And I will type IP config, and this is IP. So this is, I'm going to assign the static one. So I'll just open my network adapter. Just click here and go to internet and network settings here. Click on Ethernet, change adapter options. Okay, we are here. So as you can see, this is my adapter. Let me close this to avoid any sort of confusion. So this is my adapter. Let me put this aside, and I'll just right click and take me to properties, I will say. And then here internet protocol v4 TCP IP, click on that, and instead of obtain the IP automatically, I will use this IP, whatever IP is here. So I'll just check that box, the second one, 192.168.10 dot, and then we have 102. Okay, subnet will be same, and default gateway we can use this, our domain controller, 192.168, and then 10, and then we have 1. Okay, and this is done. I'll hit OK and then OK, and I'll just disable and enable this. Let me enable this and let's see it is working or not. And if it is not working, let's see what mistake we did. It doesn't show up here, so no internet. Probably I missed something. Let me go back to properties. Okay, I forgot to put the preferred DNS. Sorry. So in this case, my DNS is my domain controller. Let me put this, hit OK. And now if I disable and enable this, it should work. And now you can see that we have the Ethernet connection, internet access we have, and it is connected to our KTT dot lab adapter. So we got the specific IP, and if I ping and just cross check again, that we have the exact same. Okay, perfect. So the same thing I have to do in my other VMs as well, and let me quickly do that. I did for SQL A. Okay, and I will be doing for my SQL B. Okay, let me open command prompt and check the IP for this particular machines. Open command prompt, and I will type IP config, and 103 is the IP. Let me quickly change this. Okay, you can pause this video and you can do it for your machines as well. You have to do for all the 3 machines, or whatever machines you are going to configure your SQL failover cluster. So in my case, I have only 3 machines which are going to be part of my SQL failover cluster, and that is the reason I'm doing for all my 3 of VMs or machine, you can say. Okay, we can also specify Google IP here. Suppose if in case your internet doesn't work, there are 2 Google IPs. Either way should work. Like you can put 888.4 or you can put 88.44. Okay, as you can see, we have the internet access now connecting, and now we are accessible to internet. Okay, now the third VM is my SQL FCI. Let me open command prompt, then IP config, Oh, sorry about that. Let me put IP config, and here we have the IP. Let me put this towards left and open my internet and after settings. Oh, by the way, there is a shortcut command as well you can find on my channel to assign IPs. If you click this, it is something I'm not sure what was that command. Yeah, it is ncpa.cpl. If you put that in cmd, even that will take you here itself. Okay, so let me change the IP here. We are good to go. We have now access to internet and our domain controller throughout all these three VMs. Okay, so I hope you like this video and you understood what we are trying to do. Basically, we are creating a network switch for our SQL failover cluster, which is not required in a lab scenario, but I just wanted to show you if you are going for production or live environment. Okay, so I hope you got the idea on how to do that. So you can basically design your own NAT switch. Probably there will be engagement of multiple teams here, network teams, to do that. But you got the idea how to do it. Okay, let me know if you have any doubts or comments. Also, if you have any feedback, you can also check out my website on how to do that. The same thing I have guided here as well, and you will find the video as well in future. Okay, so this is how you have to assign static IPs to our VMs. And in our next video, we are going to start with our failover cluster, which is the accurate, you can say, the actual part from where we are going to configure our SQL failover cluster by creating iSCSI target. And we'll talk about this in our next video, why it is required and why this is helpful in our failover cluster or SQL failover cluster or Windows failover cluster. Okay, and then we'll proceed further with all this other remaining steps. Okay, so you configure the IPs and NAT switch, and if you have not seen, watch the other videos. We'll see you in next upcoming videos in our SQL failover cluster series.